What's up and welcome back to North Lake Survivors. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Zelda.
How have you been, sir?
Pretty good. How have you been?
Tired.
I'm enjoying the week off after my 3-month maternity leave.
So you had 3 months off, and then
Yeah.
you went back for a day, and then you had a week off.
Yeah.
Why did you go back?
I really don't know. I didn't think it through. I didn't see that spring break starts the week right after.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I should have just scheduled it for after I come back from spring break.
Made more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Ashley did the same thing, though. She was off because of, medical stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, well, I want to go back one day before spring break just so I could see everybody. And I was like, why?
Just to see everybody. It was nice to see everybody. It was. I saw my students and they're like, oh my God, Professor Pardo, did you have your baby? I was like, yeah, I did.
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah.
I would have called in that day. Been like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the spring break. Don't fire me. I've never been one to be like, yeah, let's go to work and hang out and see everybody because yay.
Yeah. But I mean, everyone's cool. It's nice. It was nice to catch up with people and my students. They're pretty chill. It's fun.
Do you have the same students?
I have different students, but I saw the ones from last semester
Oh,
who
okay.
were like,
Because I was like, I'd imagine you'd have whole new students.
I have new students now.
Unless
but-
you're Feeney. Are you Feeney?
No, I'm not Feeny. I have new students, but I see the ones from last semester because they're in the same building.
Oh, okay.
They're just taking different classes now because they're like...
Same department and all
yeah,
that.
they're a
yeah.
level ahead, but they're taking different classes.
Are you only teaching one class or?
I'm teaching, so I teach nursing skills, and then I teach clinicals where we actually go into the hospital. So that's another class. And then I'm teaching online pathophysiology.
What does
So
your
3.
online class look like?
I just pretty much, it's really easy because this course is already set up, so I just have to grade discussion boards.
That's your whole job?
Yes! Dude, it's chill. I'm like, talk about...
I need to get a teaching job.
Dude. I'm like, what do I got to do in this class? And I'm like, the course is already set up. I just have to make announcements reminding students to do their work. And of course, if they need help on something, I'll help them. I'll ask them like if they want to come in for office hours if they're not doing good on an exam, and I'll try to help them with questions. But
So as an online teacher, your whole job is to grade the discussion boards?
yeah, and if they need help with something, I'll help them.
So one of the only classes I ever took online was a criminal justice course taught by a former cop. And every discussion board thing I wrote in that class, I turned into a lecture about how corrupt the police department is.
Why would you do that if your teacher is a former? He was a former cop or a current cop?
He was a former cop. He was a retired police officer. So I just...
How did he grade your?
I got an A in the class.
Oh, maybe he agreed with you.
Yeah, but every paper, that's all it was I'd bring up statistics and I'd bring up different instances of police corruption.
He probably agreed with you because there's a lot of cops that are like this.
The
you know,
system's
fuck
fucked.
this system. Yeah. I know there's a lot of cops that think that way. They can't really do anything about it because they don't control.
I don't know if he agreed with me though, or if he
Yeah.
was just a fair grader, because my stuff was sourced and sound.
Yeah.
But he would always write things defending the police and saying
would
how
defend them?
yeah, and then saying how they get unfairly ridiculed and attacked.
But that's also fair because not all police officers are like that. But a majority of them.
But the system is corrupt.
The system, yeah.
And how can you work in a system that is so blatantly corrupt and not become corrupt? Even if you go in with the best of intentions.
Yeah.
The system itself is flawed.
Yeah.
So you can't help but either sell your soul or get kicked out.
Right.
That's why a lot of times whistleblower police officers get arrested, get killed, or forced out.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting to me when like a cop is like, oh, my fellow officers are doing something shady, and then they get caught with drugs or something else. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm sure. Right after they report on other cops, they get found out for corruption.
Very suspicious. A lot of people are corrupt like that. And it's just like...
It's America, man.
Yeah, it's America.
When you have a country that's like, yay capitalism at the expense of everything else.
Did you hear like what was it, like Tesla? Their stocks or cars or whatever is going down.
Oh, I've been reading on that with
Trump made
utmost joy. Have you saw the commercial?
I didn't see it.
Oh my god!
But I don't know if he bought a Tesla or made a commercial or both to try and help.
Did you ever, back when we were kids, you ever stay up late and watch those old infomercials?
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of. Trump. So Tesla's stock is plummeting. It went from like $400 a share to I think now it's at like $230 or something like that. It keeps shifting. I think if it goes below like 114, Musk's debt gets called in because all of his debt is based off of his Tesla stock.
Yeah.
So I think if it goes below 114, he would no longer be able to afford to pay back everything he owes.
Wow.
So his empire will just
crumble.
And he's close. He's getting closer. Let's get him there, guys.
Let's get him.
But
boycott.
Trump put out a tweet or a truth because he did it on his social media platform. The fact that Trump and Musk both have social media platforms is beyond ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he put out this thing that said something like, the illegal boycott of Tesla is unacceptable. So, in his weird Trump way of talking.
Yeah.
But basically calling the boycott and the protest of Tesla illegal and un-American, and that Musk shouldn't be punished for being a proud American. And I'm just like, my God. And so then he had Musk come to the White House. And he has like 3 different models of Tesla in front of the White House. And Trump's like, oh, I'm going to buy a Tesla because I'm a proud American and you guys should buy a Tesla too. And he literally had a piece of paper that was like, this Tesla costs this much, this Tesla costs this much, this Tesla costs this much. These are the features that come with the Tesla. And he's like, this car's made of stainless steel and this and that.
I got to watch it.
And then he's like, now I can't drive because I'm the president and they don't allow me to drive.
They don't allow the president to drive?
I didn't know that either. But apparently, even after you get out of office, you can no longer drive. And I'm like, why would anyone want to be president?
That's crazy. I want to drive.
Yeah, I like driving. I don't want to have my ability to drive taken away from me. But he's like, but I'm going to leave this Tesla here at the White House grounds so staff members can use it. And they're all really excited about it. And I'm like, I'm sure. Gosh. I'm sure they are. And he's like, this Tesla's only $34,000? And I'm like, what are we doing? You're the president of the United States of America, and you're selling cars. The Daily Show took the footage and repurposed it as like a real commercial. It is fucking hilarious.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just like, we have become so pathetic as a country.
Yeah.
The president is selling cars.
He's nothing better to do but sell cars. Yeah.
Oh my God. Apparently people are buying drones and using the drones to drop paint on Teslas.
Drop paint on Teslas?
Yeah, they're connecting paint onto the drones and then having them drop it over Tesla cars.
So they can just damage them?
So they can just vandalize the cars without going near it.
Paint is like very oddly specific. Is it because it's like easier to carry?
I guess it's easier to carry or something like that, yeah. Okay. And then people are tagging swastikas on the side of Tesla cars. They're now calling them swastikars.
Swastikars.
A lot of European countries are cutting ties.
I'm really glad I didn't buy a Tesla because I used to really want to buy a Tesla because I was like, ooh, this is cool, it's electric, and it's what's in right now. So everybody had a Tesla, I guess.
Good that you didn't, because also now insurance companies are dropping them.
Oof.
Because they're like, it's not a viable insurance bet to insure a car that's being vandalized every week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
People are lighting them on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Tesla's going down.
Oh man.
Tesla's going down. Musk might go bankrupt.
Wow.
Might be nice.
That would be really nice.
He's already holds the world record now for the greatest depletion of wealth in the shortest amount of time.
Wow.
He's lost over $100 billion in the past 2 weeks.
How do you lose $100 billion? That's crazy.
I think the real question is, how do you lose $100 billion and you're still the richest person on the planet?
And you're still rich. Like what?
Still the richest person on the planet.
Yeah, that is really crazy.
But Musk is hopefully going down. Hopefully it's going down.
I just can't imagine like having $1 billion or $1 million. People are too rich around here.
Oh, it's just disgusting.
There's just like, it's weird how there's like, you have the really, really, really rich, and then there's people like can't, or it's like going paycheck to paycheck. Or
Yeah.
like, you know.
And they're making it worse and worse.
Yeah, I still haven't even paid off my medical bills. They don't affect your credit anymore, right?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I've
good.
never paid a medical
Having
bill.
a baby is like
Crazy expensive.
crazy expensive.
Here's the thing that gets me though. You have like the JD Vances of the world
Yeah.
talking about how we have a birthing crisis in this country and we need more people to give birth and have babies and
Who's
have
gonna pay
families.
for them?
But then you make childbirth so expensive.
Yeah.
Never mind raising a kid, how expensive that is. Just giving birth to a child is perversely expensive. You can't be like, we want more people to give birth to kids and then make it so cost prohibitive to give birth to a child and then to raise a child.
Yeah.
That's why no one's doing it.
I know. People.
America's gonna fall. I've said this. I've said this for a long time. Justin, you remember Justin?
Yeah.
He used to always be like, "Man, you're so paranoid. America's not gonna fall in our lifetime." And I was like, "Dude, we're 10." This was back when I was working with him, which was right before COVID. So this was during Trump's first term.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Dude, we are like 10 years away from the collapse of the American empire." And he's like, "You're crazy. We're nowhere. It's not gonna happen in our lifetime. You're paranoid." And now look where we're at. All of our allies hate us. Europe is redoing peace talks without us.
Dang.
France is saying they'll take over the peacekeeping role of the world. They're like, we'll use our nukes as a nuclear deterrent because the United States can no longer be trusted.
Jeez.
Canada and Mexico want nothing to do with us. We're literally like, we went a month ago from being allies with pretty much every country on the planet, with a few exceptions,
Yeah.
to bowing down to one of our long-term enemies, and every country we used to be allied with saying they don't trust us anymore.
Dang.
In like a month.
That's sad.
I think it was it Denmark or Norway is no longer refueling our subs
Sheesh.
because they're like, we don't trust Americans.
Oh my
Like, what is happening?
That's so terrible.
Trump, we're firing all of our civic students, civil servants.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mouthful.
Civil servant.
Civil servants. We've closed the JFK library. Must cancel the lease for the Obama presidential library. We're selling off the Montgomery bus protest museum.
Dang.
We've taken Arlington Cemetery has removed links to Black, Hispanic, and women service members.
We have measles again.
Measles outbreak is everywhere.
Here in Texas.
The Secretary of Health is like, vaccines are bad. And the fact that we're taking this dude, I love the Kennedy family. He's like the black sheep of the family. He's a trash person.
Dang.
I hate Bobby Kennedy Jr. His dad would be ashamed.
Shame.
But this dude found like a bear carcass and took it to Central Park and left it there on a bicycle as a joke. And this was when the dude was already like 60 years old. This wasn't like something he did as a kid.
What?
Yeah, this dude is insane.
Why
and
would he? What's so?
because he thought it was
about
funny.
that?
I don't know. He's fucking deranged.
Jeez.
And this is the dude we put in charge of our health. We put Vince McMahon's wife in charge of the education department, and the first thing she did was shut down all the offices. What are we doing?
I don't know. It's gonna be a long, 4 years?
If he gets out of office in 4 years and doesn't declare himself God Emperor of the world. Talking about invading Panama.
I know,
Canada needs to be the 51st state. First of all, Canada is so large. That's not going to be one state. And second of all, they're our friends. Why are we attacking them?
Canada's friendly. I don't know.
And then talking about we're going to just take Gaza. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that. He wants to go after Gaza now?
He wants to take Gaza.
What?
He wants to kick the Palestinians out, take Gaza, and make it into a resort. Owned and operated by America.
Because Israel's trying to take over Gaza right now.
Israel's been trying to take over Gaza,
so now he wants to go into there and be like, nah, America, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Oh my God, it's just... America's a dumpster of fire.
We do not need to get into that. I mean, we need to, like...
If anything, we should be helping the Palestinians.
We should help the Palestinians, yeah, because that was their land to begin with. I don't understand.
And we're siding with Russia over Ukraine. This administration is giving me migraines every day. It's more.
Yeah, every time you read the news, it's like, this is sad.
Yeah, and apparently they're getting rid of income-based repayment options for student loans. So like, let's go after poor people and make them pay more.
Make them pay more.
That's going to help the American economy. The stock market's crashing all across the board. Target stocks are down from like, I think $100 a stock to like $25 or something like that. Or no, they're down $25. So I think they were like $125, now they're at $100.
Oh.
Because people are boycotting. A lot of Catholics are giving up Target for Lent. Including myself. I haven't been to Target.
I go to Target because they don't lock up their baby formula. But I should just go to Walmart and just wait. I guess. Because the only reason I don't go to Walmart is because they lock it down because people like to steal baby stuff, which is understandable because it's so expensive.
Why is it so expensive?
I don't know. It's like you trying to starve babies. America is trying to starve babies, basically.
I don't like America is such a backwards country.
$50 for a big can of formula that is done in a week.
In a week?
Yeah, it's done in a week.
$50 a week for baby? Oh
yes,
my land.
It's done in a week because they eat so much. Because they go through all these growth spurts, so it's done in a week.
America doesn't like poor people.
So I'm trying to like come up with like different emails to like sign up for more coupons using different email addresses. I'm trying to cheat the system. So I can get more coupons because every single week, $50 every single week is insane.
Who can afford that?
Nobody, unless you're like rich. I don't know.
God. It's
so sad.
I don't know how we're going to make it as a country.
I don't know either.
But, this is what happens when you put billionaires in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And I understand people voted for him so those egg prices would come down. And how's that working out for you? Egg prices are at an all-time high.
Yeah, they're still high. Everything's high.
And if you ever dreamed of getting a home, you're now even further away from it than ever before because all these tariff wars with Canada, most of our lumber that we use to build houses comes from Canada. Yeah. You hear they're also trying to get rid of the national parks?
No way.
Yeah, Trump, first of all, we fired a bunch of park rangers. But then also, Trump's like, we don't need a Canadian lumber. We have plenty of lumber here. So we'll take lumber from our national parks and then we'll replant them. And then we'll take that one and then we'll replant them. And we'll use our own lumber.
Dang.
So fuck you, Teddy Roosevelt, and your national parks.
Teddy Roosevelt came up with the national
That was his big thing, is national parks, was that we have to preserve our land and our the nature. We have to preserve nature or we'll be dystopia. And look, we're dystopia.
Dang. We're sorry, Teddy Roosevelt.
Your own party betrayed you. How sad to be one of the few good Republicans, Teddy.
Who else was a good Republican?
I don't know, maybe it's just Teddy.
Yeah. I don't remember much of the presidents. Abe Lincoln, was he?
He was the first Republican.
He was a good one. Didn't he abolish slavery?
But that was not his intention. He did it.
Wait, that was not his intention?
No, he was a moderate abolitionist. His thought process was that slavery is evil, but it will go away on its own, and we don't really have to rock the boat to get rid of it.
Who abolished slavery if he didn't do it?
No, he did do it.
He did it.
But that wasn't his intention. Okay. He was a moderate. But the rest of his party, a lot of the Republicans at that time, were a lot more, let's get rid of it.
Okay.
And Lincoln was just kind of like, it'll go away away on its own. We don't really have to worry too much about it. But the South, when he got elected, overreacted, and they broke off.
Yeah.
And if you read the Articles of Confederacy, it's all about slavery. So all this state rights nonsense is bullshit. It was all about slavery. And Lincoln didn't want to be the president that was remembered for destroying the Union. So he fought the Civil War not to end slavery, but to reunite the Union so that he wasn't the president that lost America.
Oh my gosh.
And then when it ended, they got rid of slavery. But that was not the intention that Lincoln went into office with.
That's something I didn't know.
Yeah, if you read Lincoln's art, like his letters and stuff like that, he didn't want the races intermingling. He was very racist.
Wow.
Let's not pretend Lincoln.
See, that's something I didn't know. I liked him. I always liked him because I was like, oh, he abolished slavery. That's why I like him. But I didn't know that he didn't intend to do it.
Yeah, he didn't want slavery to continue, but he wasn't willing to do anything to stop it.
Interesting.
It just kind of happened because he was forced into a situation because the South thought he was going to be a lot more aggressive about it. Ulysses S. Grant, I believe, was a Republican, and he was one of the generals during the Civil War. He was very anti-racism and slavery and all that, and he became president a little bit after that. He did a lot of good work to try to bring civil rights into the movement. Unfortunately, as soon as he left office, all of that was immediately undone. But he tried.
Well, at least he tried.
Yeah. But Lincoln gets a lot of credit he doesn't deserve.
Sorry, Lincoln. You had a nice hat, but you did not deserve all his credit for something you did not want.
Yeah, but I guess, he did do it.
I mean,
so
you did it.
we give him credit for that. But it was not his intention.
Yeah.
This notion that he was a crusader for civil rights is way blown out of proportion. But America does that. We glamorize our history and try to whitewash it and make it seem a lot better.
And see, that's something I didn't know. And I was glamorizing Abe Lincoln because I was like, oh.
Yeah, but that's our education system. America's full of propaganda.
Yeah.
That's all America is propaganda as far as the eye can see. Don't fall for it, ladies and gentlemen.
I fell for it.
We all do. We were indoctrinated in it from the time you're a kid. It's not until you start reading other books, other history books that aren't, approved for school curriculum.
Yeah.
But then again, it's only going to get worse. Florida has a thing on the books where you can't offend white people. You can't teach things that are offensive to white people.
Dang.
And if you're going to teach about slavery, you have to teach that it was beneficial to those people who were enslaved.
Wow.
This is a thing that Florida thinks is appropriate to teach.
Wow.
I don't know if you've ever heard of PragerU.
PragerU? No.
So Prager is this he's this right-wing dude, and he has his own kind of media empire where he also sells educational programming for elementary schools and stuff like that. And they have this cartoon where these two kids time travel to meet historical figures, and they meet Frederick Douglass, who was a free he was a freed black man. I think I don't remember how he became. I don't think he was born free. I think he earned his freedom, he escaped.
Yeah.
And he was a big abolitionist, very much fighting against slavery. And they have him on this cartoon talking about how black people got so much benefits from slavery. And I was like, Frederick Douglass would be rolling over in his grave if he saw you just misconstrued who he was as a person.
Wow.
And they think that's okay. They think that's cool and appropriate to teach kids.
That's sad.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
America is just... I don't know what to do with this country anymore. It's depressing. It's hard, to keep up with the news and stay sane.
Yeah. And then people, I guess, they don't really know, what to believe, because, like you said, people are, informed, yeah. So...
Oh, look, this country is so full of propaganda.
Yeah.
And our media is so pro-Trump. Which is crazy because Trump's the media hates me and the media's out to get me. And it's my guy, the media kisses your ass constantly.
Yeah.
It's It's depressing to be an American. Oh my God! There's this Fox News guy who was talking to someone in Canada, and he was like, everyone in the world wants to be an American, and Canada saying they don't want to be. I find that offensive, and I'm just like, my God! If you're offended by people not wanting their country taken over, how thin-skinned are you? Like, how deranged are you?
Dang.
I just can't do it anymore. I need to leave. I want to flee this country.
Where will we go?
I mean, where would take us at this point?
I know.
It's sad, but yeah, I never thought we would live in a world where the president would be doing car commercials.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't see this commercial, but I just heard about it. I was like,
I mean, to be fair, right before he became president, him and his wife were both selling NFT coins.
oh,
They were Trump selling signed copies of altered Bibles. So the Bibles add the U.S. Constitution into them, and then Trump signs them and sells them.
wow.
Trump selling shoes.
Oh, he has his own shoe line?
He has his own shoe.
Wow.
It's gold. It's ugly as hell.
Wow.
The president is a grifter, and people are like, "Yay! Yay!"
Oh man.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
He was talking about, I don't know if he's going to go forward with it, but talking about, like, if you get arrested, not convicted, but just arrested, police should have the right to take away your Second Amendment. He was talking about if you protest and you're in college, you should be expelled permanently or deported, because apparently the First Amendment no longer has value. He's constantly suing news organizations.
It's just like when you have money, you have so much power, and a lot of people, there's nothing we can do about it. They just can just take away your rights because they have money, they have power, they can literally just kill you.
Yeah.
And nobody would know.
And the Republican Party never shuts up about the First and Second Amendment. Like, that's their two amendments that they're so proud of. And yet they're guys trying to dismantle both of them.
Yeah.
And no one cares. Oklahoma's trying to put, and I think Texas is now too, trying to put the 10 Commandments into schools.
Yeah.
Which is like, you can't do that.
You can't force that.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
It's really exhausting.
Yeah.
This was a downer of an episode.
It was downer. I don't know how we got here. I really don't know how we got here.
We just political rant for a half hour. That was a downer. Yeah. I don't know how we recover from that.
I don't either.
This might be our shortest episode. It is just a half hour of talking shit about Trump.
Yeah. Our next episode will be happier.
Yes.
No, we're talking
I think we'll call it a day at this one. Yeah. So I'm Jonathan.
Zelda.
Give us legends.
Give us
a new president.